Alright, hey guys, and welcome back to another video. I am the Twisted Jedi, and in today's video, we're going to be doing a brand new hero concept where I discuss a hero that I want to see added into Battlefront 2. We're going to go through things like appearances, abilities, star cards, and a little bit more. So if you guys are interested in this, definitely stay tuned. Today's video is going to be talking about Mace Windu, and as of late, I have seen a ton of requests for him as a playable character in Battlefront 2, and it all kind of stemmed from my April Fool's Day video where I did joke that Mace was getting added to the game. It made me realize that a lot of you guys actually do really want him in Battlefront 2. So I figured, why not do the hero concept for him next? And here's a perfect balance for the last hero concept video which I did, which was for Savage Opress. Both really powerful characters, so I think they balance each other quite well. And if you haven't seen any of my previous hero concepts, they are on the channel and you guys can check them out after this video. There is also a playlist full of them, so that's probably the easiest way to find it when you head to my channel. Anyways, if this is your first time watching one of these hero concept videos, all the concept artwork in this video is provided by a friend of mine by the name of Henne. His details will be down in the description below, where he came up with some ideas for abilities. So we're going to read his ideas and then I'm going to talk about my ideas as well and give a little bit of a comparison and see which one we think is better. So I hope you guys feel free to comment that down below, or which ideas you liked better for those abilities. Now I'm going to jump into it in just a second. Be sure to subscribe if you want to see more videos like this in the future, and if you enjoy this one, leave a thumbs up. Anyways, the first thing we're going to look at is appearances, and Mace Windu is kind of easy to do appearances for, and most of the time we see him, he is just in his plain Jedi outfit, so I'm going to call that Jedi Master appearance, which goes along the lines of the standard Obi-Wan Kenobi skin. And then we have the robed appearance as well, which is pretty much the same as Obi-Wan and Anakin that are already existing in Battlefront 2. Other than this, we don't really see a heap of outfits for Mace Windu. I didn't really see a lot of other appearances for Mace Windu, so if you guys can think of anything other than the two appearances I've just mentioned, definitely drop them down below in the comments. I'm interested to see what you guys come up with. Anyways, we're going to get into his abilities now, and we're going to start off with Jake's ideas for the abilities. The left button or L1 ability for Mace Windu, Jake has as Vapard Push. This is where Mace Windu spins in a 360 motion while force pushing to send attackers flying in all directions. This sounds like a pretty cool idea. I feel like Vapard is a little bit more of a lightsaber style, so I don't know if the naming is quite perfect, but it's still a really cool idea for an ability. My idea for this one was called Outburst, and I think kind of similar to Count Dooku's lightning, you'd have like a semicircle area in front of you where Mace Windu would charge up this ability and it would hit enemies in there. So kind of take the shape that Count Dooku's lightning comes out in, but mix it with the charge up of Obi-Wan Kenobi's all-out push. I think combining those two abilities and making it like that would be a really cool thing to see. It'd just be one more charge up ability that we would get, and we could give him some damage reduction while charging it up as well. The middle ability Jake has called Shatterpoint, and I 100% agree with him on this one. Shatterpoint, for those of you that don't know, is something that is really rare in the Star Wars universe. Mace Windu has it, and Jake's idea for this ability is that Mace uses immense focus and concentration to reveal enemies' location, ability levels, and stamina while his opponent's HUD disappears for a period of time. Now this is a little bit different working to the ability than I would think it would do. Shatterpoint is kind of like Mace Windu can see his opponent's weak points, and that helps him to defeat them in lightsaber combat or even just regular combat. So I would have this ability give Mace Windu a damage increase and a percentage chance of block break if you are going up against another lightsaber user. So with Shatterpoint, while the ability is active, it's going to be on a timer, and I think while you're dueling with someone in a lightsaber fight, if they're constantly blocking you, I would give it, say, maybe a 5% chance of actually breaking that block, which would be really cool. I think the fact that Anakin has one now, we can start to add it in for more characters. Maybe give Savage Opress one because he's quite powerful as well, and then give obviously Mace Windu this small percentage of the actual lightsaber strike breaking a block. I think that would be a cool dynamic and something interesting to see in the game. The third ability Jake has as Force Jump. While this ability is active, Mace is able to Force Jump with extra strength and distance. This is something I can see happening, and it kind of reminds me of getting Force Speed and Force Jump like that in the old KOTOR games, but I would have this as a different ability altogether. I think Force Jump, yeah, while it could be cool, I don't know if there would be a lot of people that would like using this kind of ability. It seems a little bit basic for something, and we could probably just give him a bit more powerful jump without having to make it an ability. So for this one, I think I would change the ability to what I would like to call Power Slam. This would be similar to a mix between the Thrust Surge ability from General Grievous and also Chewie's Charge Slam. So you think of it, it's probably best activated like General Grievous's, where he launches himself forwards towards an enemy, or if there's someone in the immediate area, it just activates right away. And I think giving it a 360-degree power slam around down Mace Windu would be really cool. But in doing this, I would have the animation with his lightsaber swinging forwards in a downward motion with both hands. I think that would look absolutely epic on the Battlefront and would definitely be a really powerful ability if you're charging down a hallway or trying to close the distance between you and another enemy. So those are the ability ideas. Let me know if you like Jake's ideas better or my ideas, or if you liked a balance of both of them and you'd mix them in between. Let me know which 3 out of those that you would definitely add in for Mace Windu. Now getting into the star cards for him, I've added 2 health cards plus 2 cards per ability. So that's what we're going to discuss here. And I think with Mace Windu, obviously you have to give him a health on kill card. That is card number 1. That's going to be standard on pretty much every hero until they decide to make it a passive ability, if they choose to do that. But I think you definitely have to give him health on kill because everyone else has one. The second card is going to be a bonus health where you can give him more than the standard health that he would already have, similar to how Anakin Skywalker can have up to 1,000 health. I think Mace Windu should be up around 900 to 950 with a fully maxed out purple health card. So I think I'd do this as opposed to the health regeneration like Obi-Wan Kenobi has. He's very defensive. Mace Windu would be more offensive, I feel like. So I think a bonus health card for him would be the way to go. The third card I would give him is called Aggression, and this is pretty much just going to give him bonus damage on his lightsaber strikes. Very similar again to what we have for Anakin Skywalker already in the game, and it's going to make you able to one-shot any infantry unless they are a heavy or a buffed officer. The fourth card is going to give him less damage during that power slam ability. So obviously when you lunge towards the enemy, it's going to take less damage when you're using that and give you a little bit more chance of survival. And then the fifth card is going to be a wider area effect for the same ability again. Obviously we know with Chewie's charge slam, he has something that can extend the area of effect of his charge slam. This would work exactly the same way, so you could take out more enemies at once. The next star card is going to be a longer shatter point duration with kills. So every time you get a kill while shatter point is active, this charges up a little bit longer and stays active for a little bit longer. Similar to what Bosk has for his micro grenades, what Darth Vader has for his ability. So there's a few different options like that already in the game, and I think they could do this for Mace Windu's shatter point ability as well. The second last card on the list is going to give Outburst a larger area of effect angle. Similar to the card that gives Count Dooku's lightning a larger area of effect, this would do the same thing for Outburst for Mace Windu, and I think it would be a really cool idea being able to charge that up so it goes further forward, and this card would then give it a wider angle. It could make for some really cool ability uses and kills on enemies. And the final star card is also for Outburst, and this is going to give it a faster charge up time. Now I mentioned before I would like this ability to have a charge up time with some damage reduction, kind of like how Obi-Wan's all out push is, but it would give you a wider area of effect, and instead of pushing it backwards, it would just send a pulse of energy through the opponent, which would knock them to the ground, because I definitely don't think we need more force pushes in the game, especially for those heroes that are going to be on the light side. We already have Luke, we have Obi-Wan, we have Yoda, and now we also have Anakin with his heroic might ability. So there's so many abilities that can push people off the edges and things like that. So I definitely don't think we need that. With Outburst, I would just like a burst of energy to go through the opponent, which would then knock them to the ground or kill them. I think that's a really cool idea to have that work. Anyways, these are all the star cards I could come up with for Mace Windu, and I think that's pretty much the end of the video as well. I don't have too many other ideas in terms of what we could do to have him added into the game, but if you guys have any suggestions, definitely drop them in the comments down below. I do these hero concepts because they're heroes that I want in the game as well, and I know you guys all do, so make sure you share the video around as much as possible. And this kind of gives me hope if maybe the devs see one of these videos, they might consider putting that hero into the game if there's a lot of support from you guys for it, or maybe even they'll look to use these abilities if they're already planning on adding these heroes. On top of that, make sure you check out the other ones. Ahsoka, Ventress, Cad Bane, and Captain Rex, as well as Savage Opress, have all been done already, so make sure you look at those on the channel too and share them around as well. Anyways, that's it for now, guys. I appreciate all of you tuning in. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, leave a big thumbs up and a comment down below. As always, thank you so much for watching. I am the Twisted Jedi, and may the Force be with you always.